This is Lauren from Wearing History. I'm doing a really quick video here to try to explain how to sew in the crotch gusset area of the 1940s panties and bloomers, because I realize the photos might be hard for those of you who are more visual to understand. So this is the front panties. I have drawn lines and then stitched my stay stitching, slit up the front, and I've actually sewn half of the gusset on here already. Look on my blog for the photos so you know more about what I'm talking about. What you do is you're going to match your stitch line that you drew on your front panties to the stitch line that you drew on your gusset between the two dots. You're going to match the two dots at the bottom and match the top of the point where there's a dot to the dot on the gusset area. You're going to start sewing here and stop sewing here and backstitch once you get to the end. Make sure you don't go too close to the fabric edge or else you'll get a hole there. You can also reinforce this point before you stitch with interfacing or even fray check if you're worried about it pulling on you later, but make sure that you test that on a scrap first if you're using silk or something like that, just to make sure that it doesn't show. So I've stitched from here to here, and now we're getting to the top of the point, which is where, if you're not used to these, you might get some more gathering or pleats here because it's hard to ease that fabric in. So what I've done is I've backstitched here. Now you're going to take the gusset and flip it to the inside, and you are going to pin on your stitch line again. And it's easiest to sew on where you have the narrower seam allowance so you don't miss it. So get that point with your pin, and then get the dot on the shorts, see right here, and stick your pin right through there. Make sure that it's straight and secure, that it goes through on both sides, and pin that. Now the top here, you can see that it's got a little bit of a wiggly line there. Just ease that in. If you're not exactly on the stitch line, it's okay. The point is that you want it to be nice and smooth. So, am I still on camera? Yeah. Pin that. Alright, now the stitch line in the middle that you've drawn, you're going to be sewing like this, okay? So make sure you pin in the direction that you sew. If you want to sew the other way, that's up to you, but this way makes more sense to me. So you'll have a little bit to ease in there if you can see, which is not a big deal. I suggest putting at least 2 pins in there. Pin, and then get to your stitch line. That's actually right on, which is perfect. I like to go in and out twice on my pins to make sure that it's got it secure, and then when you sew you pull it out slowly. Alright, and another one. Make sure that it's lined up. Okay. And that's what you do to match it up to sew. Now I'm going to turn the video off and go and check my blog to see what it looks like when it's finished. So from here, backstitch, and go all the way down here, and then backstitch and stop at the dot. And after that, if I turn it to the right side, you'll see you should have a nice point. That'll be smoother when the pin's not there, you'll see. Alright, so you can check me out at wearinghistoryblog.com, and you can find my tutorials. And you can find the pattern on wearinghistory.clothing. Thanks a bunch.